Welcome to Celeste, a game where your sanity will be tested and bested in the most gruesome ways possible. In this game, you take the role of Madeline Celeste as she gains the ancient and arcane ability to create a tulpa of manifested schizophrenia that haunts her for the duration of the game. Celeste is what we like to call a struggle, because I was playing one-handed the whole time. No, I'm serious. Our journey begins at the start of Celeste Mountain. As Madeline begins to climb, so too does our journey into madness and utter suicidality begin. Almost getting flatlined in someone's driveway, the old lady meets Madeline and does the equivalent of a 14-year-old ready to shit talking, essentially saying that we cannot climb this mountain. And fellas, I'm beginning to think she might be right. Much like a good video game, there's new mechanics added every single level. This level's mechanic is blocks that if you touch them with the Madeline grab, then they instantly finish and explode with speed, sending Madeline up, down, left, right, you name it. You can also use these for momentum, such like a nonchalant dreadhead would use momentum on Madeline. Theo, don't say this. Fuck. Overall, this beginning area is a great introduction to things such as the strawberry collectibles, which serve no purpose other than the ending screen the game gives you. Overall, 10 out of 10 for the great use of environmental cues to help guide the player without needing a 50-page long guide on how to get the fucking Aranara Ninglers. Like seriously, I've been here for weeks. Madeline and her magical ginger hair proceed onwards through the dark decrepit crypts until they reach some sort of goofy mirror, where Madeline looks in and sees her shadow. A chase scene with Madeline and her tulpa ensues, and I gotta say, this level really isn't doing the utter absurditorily difficult game that's coming up any justice. I feel like this level should be harder, and you should agree with me and like and subscribe. Just kidding guys, this level is all in her head. After Madeline's schizophrenic encounter with her tulpa, she does a quick off-screen teleport, a move that would have been useful elsewhere, but I digress. Madeline arrives at Mr. Oshiro's amazing hotel, where nothing bad and only good things and nothing bad ever happen. And with that, Madeline is forced to fight through the black goop of yonder years past in order to reach and clean the hotel for this mentally unstable and highly boppable supervillain. I really don't enjoy this level. Oshiro, in my opinion, is kind of annoying and serves no purpose, other than to waste our time. The hotel setting would have been cool if they did more with it other than the 2 bathroom levels and the 5 hotel room levels. I can't complain though, because the first time run through of this was pretty enjoyable 3 years ago, and without this we wouldn't have that almighty masterpiece of a song that you all know and love. Albino, I know what you did. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be getting blown off the edge. In this level, Madeline will be forced to face her arch nemesis, the elements of nature. No, but this level introduces 2 new big mechanics, such as the infamous wind that blows Madeline away and makes the game unplayable. Seriously, who thought this was a good idea? And the blue balls. This has to be symbolic. Despite my perceived opinions of this level, it's actually one of my favorites because it lets the characters shut up and allows the game to do the talking for once, and oh boy, does it talk. Every single screen in this level felt like a complete masterpiece in game design, absolutely pushing the player to she, he, they, them's utter limit in order to complete it, and from start to finish, it was an utter ride with a banger soundtrack playing in the back. Hi guys, welcome to my domain. The sure hit is the death counter rising and happiness decreasing. This is the best domain, no one else can beat it. But seriously, this level is messed the hell up. Like, how are you gonna tell me to do all this parkour and then make me do it all in the dark? That sounds pretty messed up to me. Anyways guys, we make our way through the literal dark decrepit crypts of the temple, and Madeline finds her tulpa again, fights literal Cthulhu while escorting the nonchalant dreadhead who was caged for his crimes against Rizanity. Yeah, I didn't like this level, but the music was fire. I think the only reason I could tolerate the darkness maxing the game pulled was because of the amazing music playing in the back. I think that's beginning to become a trend with this game. So, after a quick battle with her tulpa, Madeline falls approximately 2,500 meters vertically. Don't know how that didn't kill her, but we push onwards, having a quick internet debate with Grams, making our way through the light sound castles, beating the meat blocks along the way, and using the golden feather trick that Theo taught us to fucking fly. I guess tulpas really are real in the Celeste multiverse. This level concludes with a pretty fun boss. I think it's a little long, but that could be symbolic of the endurance that Madeline must have to climb the mountain. Or maybe I just suck at the game. Probably the latter. And this all leads up to one of the coolest segments in the game, climbing the summit. This level is quite literally a test through every single level, giving you the hardest and best that every new mechanic and feature introduced throughout the chapters has to offer, while using a combination of the wind mechanics from chapter 4 and the spikes from chapter 1 in the final 30 checkpoint climb to the summit. This level is just amazing, and the music is so hyped that it reminds me of Spark the Electric Jester, my favorite game, because it's hype but also significant and meaningful throughout. And with that, Madeline Celeste climbs Celeste Mountain masterfully, mindful all throughout. This game was a ride, and I am more than happy to have the privilege of an internetly inclined device in order to play it. And with that, that was Between Stuff. There's more. This level sees Madeline realizing she doesn't have any hearts and going back to collect them all, which seems like a great way to bring up secrets in this game, which is a key focal point of the endgame. Being both very simple and very confusing, sort of like how Between Starting is very cool, and you should subscribe, and like the video, and at Maxo, my hero. Edge. Yeah, but there's many secrets in the game. For example, there's strawberries that can be found throughout the levels and often accompany some sort of parkour challenge. Then there's crystal hearts that you can find at the end of the B-sides and C-sides, and also somewhere throughout the A-side levels. They were a pretty big pain to find, and I didn't enjoy finding them. Yeah, this level in the mountain is kinda okay. I didn't enjoy it. I find the mechanics to be a little but it's certainly not a bad level, that's 100% for sure. Far better than Oshiro's Hotel, at least on the 50th replay. Anyways, that was a fun little expansion level with lava and shit until the end. That was pretty fun, yeah. I was not ready for such a difficulty spike. I got to about halfway through, and I think I just said flop it at the second heart gate, because I ain't doing all that. It's a great level, and I've watched the Yakko analysis at least 17 times. This level is great for the utter wonderful send-off to the peak game that's been presented thus far. A wonderful send-off that I will not be participating in. Wait a second, guys. I haven't talked for 10 minutes and 30 seconds yet. Not that that matters. However, I'd like to point out that I have mentioned that I don't like many of the levels in this game. However, I believe that was a little too negative, because despite all those opinions, I really love this game, and I wouldn't be talking about it after playing it on and off for 4 years now if I didn't like it. I can't describe it perfectly, but there's a certain charm to the game that combines the music with the cutesy pixel art graphics, and the admittedly very difficult challenge that locks you in and makes you just want to keep playing. Personally, for me, I found the characters in an interesting world that drew me in. Like, you never knew what Celeste Mountain was going to throw at you. From goofy ghosts, ghastly manners, to the random bullshit go of the 5th chapter. And I was genuinely bewildered by the meat blocks when I first saw them. Like, what is that? I presume that when I wrote the initial script, my negative opinion was a result of me forcing myself to play in order to get footage for the game. Furthermore, I'd like to touch on how the game really reels you in and makes you want to speedrun it. Like, firstly, let's say you just play the game blind and reach the wave dash tutorial in the final chapter. Farewell. It's literally giving you all of the tools you need in order to start routing and making runs. That and the literal in-game time of the game gives you to test yourself. These speedrun accessibility options are very reminiscent of games like Neon White before Neon White came out. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if that game took inspiration from this game. Fun fact, the individual who created the amazing soundtrack for this game is called Lana Rain, and she actually created that one Pigstep song from Minecraft. Celeste was technically developed in 4 days because of the Pico 8 minigame was actually an early concept for Celeste created during a game jam. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. It really means the world to me, and we got 3 subscribers, so we're only down -2 this month. And remember, if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you'd like me to cover a specific game or show or anything. And thank you guys so much for watching. And that's been Between Stuff.